Well, this promises to be an exciting minors playoff. On one hand, you have Rapid Magyar, who very nearly avoided relegation. It came down to the final day. They are really hungry to try and stay up. And then on the other side, you have a very young Cairo City team, surprising a lot of people, making a run to the playoff spot, very nearly going up automatically. One thing's for sure, this should be an absolutely wonderful match. Hi everyone, I'm Metafiction, and I am joined today by Summerstood.
Hello there, everyone. And indeed, as you said, Meta, this is going to be one for the ages. As Rapid Magyar SC face off the young and exuberant Cairo City in the SSL Minor Leagues Division 1 playoff game. As you rightly said, I mean, at the start of the season, I certainly did not expect Rapid Magyar to stay where it is right now in the Minors Division 1s. At fifth place. And I could also say the same about Cairo City, but in a more positive manner. Because Cairo has Cairo has certainly been rebuilding much of their youthful core. For the past few seasons. And it certainly is. It certainly looks great for Cairo, at least to reap the rewards for believing in the young core after such a performance across in the minor leagues. Across in the Division 2.
Absolutely, and I don't think even Cairo expected to be here this season, but it's certainly been a memorable campaign for them, and they have the chance to get into Division 1 for the first time, I believe, since the divisions were established in the minors. So they are going to be coming out swinging, but Nguso very nearly getting the opening goal within the first couple of minutes.
I mean, that clearly shows that neither of the teams would give even a single inch to any of them to their opponents, because at the end of the day, the prize of winning this game is staying or getting over to Division 1 next season. And that, my friends, is a very powerful motivator for both the teams playing in this game.
100%. And we know both these teams are capable of putting on a show. It's just a matter of which one will end up on top, as honestly, you'd make a case for either side. Magyar, of course, we've seen that when they are on fire, they do have the talent to hang with just about anybody. It's been a rough season for them, but they definitely will feel that they could definitely take control of this match early on. Indeed, they might be trying to stamp with that low cross, but ends up deflected into the side netting.
Yeah, with the first corner of the game, with Bamford taking it, the ball goes over, and it will be a goal kick for Cairo. So as much as Cairo are the young bucks, the young team, the team with the young core, they certainly have the oldest player in SSL so far in Momo Adamu, a season 10 player who I still don't know how is playing. For 16 seasons on a trot. I mean, I don't think. After Momo Adamu, I think the next oldest is a season 12 player, I believe. You may correct me if I'm wrong. But
No, I think that is correct. I believe that would be, if I'm not mistaken, Kimi Hakkinen still active.
exactly.
But certainly a lot of energy still left in the tank, although I have it on good authority that this is Adamu's final match for Cairo. So they'll be hoping to try and send him off with a win and a trip to Division 1 next season, as Nguyen Van sending that well over. But Adamu has been such a key contributor for both Tokyo and Cairo ever since entering the league, as you say, back in season 10, and just a phenomenal teammate by all accounts. Been part of some of the best Tokyo sides and Cairo sides over the last few seasons, and as you say, a real leader in the locker room just based on sheer experience.
I mean, when Momo Adamo joined the league, it certainly was a completely different league here. I mean, you did not have organizations as in majors and minors organizations. There were Division 1 and Division 2 teams, but as I say this, it looks like Arsene Nguso was in an offside position, so that wasn't a goal. But yes, as I was telling, when Momo Adamu joined in season 10, it certainly was a completely different league, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, 100%. As you say, the difference in promotion and relegation, as well as just the general level of competition, has really kickstarted this league. It's a bit of it's a completely different landscape from where it was, but for the most part, Adamu has proven that he still has a little bit left in the tank to keep up with all of these younger players, and has been incredibly capable in defense for Cairo.
That being said, space now. The ball still with Rapid Magia. As Squid holds on to the ball and switches play from right to left. Stamper now. Sends in a low cross, but is intercepted successfully by the Cairo players.
And that defense has been a staple of Cairo's game plan this season. How many 1-0 wins have they had over the course of season 25? And they've shown that they have what it takes to keep clean sheets against really dangerous attackers, as now they get the counterattack on. Nefertari in behind, tipped behind by ball, but the flag was up.
A beautiful sequence of play there. Now, speaking of it, possession is still with Rapid Magia. Mandragoran now. Finds up Pjanic. And Ekon Ayo intercepts it beautifully.
If I may take a moment to show a little bit of, definitely not bias, Ikon Ayo has been such an important player for Cairo this season. In his rookie season, has been really important to both defense and attack. As there you see another clearance off the line. A really exciting player, and one I think has a very bright future in this league.
And it was almost 1-0 for Rapid Magia there. Reflexes from the Tokyo keeper. I beg your pardon, Cairo keeper. The attacks still come out. The attacks still are coming on from the Rapid Magia team.
And the balance has started to shift toward Magyar. They've got this set-piece chance. Nefertari able to clear it, but Magyar starting to turn up the pressure a bit. They are, of course, the Division 1 team in this equation, and I can imagine they're not too keen on the thought of letting that slip as they come forward again. Space brought down by Greer, but ultimately sent clear.
Nefertari now tries to dribble past the Rapid Magia player. Ikonayo to Greer. Tries finding Nyon Won. Back with Nefertari. Back with Greer, but it looks like a Cairo City player was indeed in an offside position. Adamo intercepts it beautifully. Milano now to Bamford. Back to Milano. Newell now finds Habjanic. Habjanic making a run. Tries finding Nguso. And it's Arsene Nguso's third goal of the season. That gives Rapid Magia FC the lead in this game.
Well, just a picture-perfect sequence of passes here. Habjanic in space, also retiring after this match, I believe. Finding Nguso, who makes that run absolutely perfectly. That is just a phenomenal attack there by Rapid, and it gets them that first goal that could be so important in determining the flow of this match.
Position back with Magyar now. Evil finds Bamford. Bamford making a run into the box. Bamford finding it. Looks like it's second goal. And Io. It really looks like the goal was turned as an own goal. The Cairo City player there.
Well, that is just an unfortunate bounce. Io did a lot right there to stop the momentum, just couldn't keep the ball out of the net. A bit of a communication breakdown between Io and the keeper crying. Just a really unfortunate way to concede a goal. And Bamford called over by the ref here for that challenge. We'll see yellow. Yo Jang still down. Does appear to be back up and moving, though.
Leonardo finds Nefertari. Nefertari tries to take the shot, but airballs it.
What a free kick that was from Grizz, really forcing the Magyar keeper to dive and use every inch of their frame to stop that. That was heading top corner, if not for that timely intervention.
I mean, that was one hell of a free kick, but unfortunately for them, it was an even better save from Calvin Ball there. Cairo City with the corner now. You now to Nefertari. The inexperience, unfortunately for Cairo, is slightly showing up over here. As the Cairo City players are trying to take the shot from everywhere as soon as they enter into Magyar's penalty region or the penalty box of Rapid Magyar.
And that is sort of the other side of the coin of youth and general, energy, is sometimes being a little too exuberant in shot selection. We've seen that crop up a few times for Cairo, and it looks like it's rearing its head again. They'll have to try and be a little more selective with their shots if they want to get back in this match. Still plenty of time to do it. But Magyar looking to be on the attack again. Here's Habjanic. Already has an assist. Dusk putting Habjanic under a lot of pressure and does eventually get it away.
That was a good physical contest over there between Dusk and Habjanic. I mean, you were right. Because it's not like Cairo City players are not getting into good positions at all. They just need to assess themselves. They just need to make that slight little adjustment to their game whenever they are in the opposition's penalty box. And they need to have a look at where they are standing right now whenever they go into the penalty box. And if they do that, I mean, goals will come flowing by for Cairo City.
No argument here. They certainly could use a little bit of a shot in the arm. They did manage to score only 29 goals compared to Inter London's 40 this season. About on par with the team that finished third in the division, Rovan Panyaka. It was good enough for third overall, but they certainly will want to try and up that goal input. And again, a lot of that is going to be down to shot selection. But at the same time, take nothing away from Rapid. They've been defending well to put Cairo in those situations where the only shots that they can see are the ones that, well, to put it charitably, have a low XG attached to them. So I think it's sort of a two-way street. Magyar defending well, and Cairo needing to be a little more judicious in their shot selection.
Space now! I mean, it would have been party. It would have been a full party atmosphere in the capitals, in the streets of Budapest. I mean, that was one hell of a shot there by Space.
Yeah, speaking of shot selection, that had some real velocity behind it. Credit to Crying for the save, but what an attack. And Bamford offside there. As we enter halftime, and Rapid have had the better of the match. It's not been for lack of trying for Cairo, but Rapid Magyar up 2-0, and they've been largely in control of this one.
They certainly have. But still, I mean, credit to Rapid Magyar for their two-goal lead in this first half. But let's see if they could continue with the same momentum in the next half as well. Or will Cairo bounce back to go over to Division 1 in season 26? So yes, the second half is underway now. The second half is underway now with Rapid Magyar kicking things off.
Boyer and Smith making their way onto the pitch for Cairo City. Let's see if those substitutions make any real difference for them. Boyer, that free agent pickup, I believe. Certainly plenty of time for Cairo to come back into this, but they'll be hard-pressed to do it against a Rapid team that maybe not playing at 100% of their capacity, but have certainly been the better team so far as they win another corner kick here.
First corner of the second half for Rapid Magyar. And Jordan Bamford taking it. Bamford. It's Gordon. No problem for Crying over there. Crying punches the ball away. And this time, it's cleared away safely by the Cairo City players.
There is Adamu, the veteran for Cairo. It really is a contrast at the fullback position between Adamu and Ayo as Greer takes the shot and it finds its way into the net.
It's 2:59 minutes. City cut the deficit from 2-1. And if Cairo maintain this, we certainly have a game on our hands, folks.
That, I believe, is Greer's
take the shot first. Juliet Greer here.
I believe that's Juliet Greer's first career goal. Better late than never. What a time to score it. Could that start a run here for Cairo?
I mean, Cairo would certainly hope so. But don't forget, their opponents are the ever-hungry Rapid Magyar. And as I say that, it's a throw-in for Bamford. Bamford taking the throw-in, passes it to Milano. Milano, and looks like it'll be another corner for Rapid Magyar, I see.
Strong challenge from Jang, but the referee's given a penalty here.
What exactly happened here, though? I mean, I was not able to see anything, and it looks like even the VAR.
I'll be honest, at the risk of sounding biased, that didn't look especially like a penalty, but Rapid Magyar will convert it, and Guso putting it past Crying in goal, and Magyar up 3-1. But it looked like there was a lot of daylight between that, but in the middle of that challenge, I'm not sure about that one. And I promise that's not biased. That genuinely looked a little suspect to me. But nevertheless, 3-1. is the scoreline now, and Rapid immediately undoing Cairo's efforts to try and narrow this deficit.
I mean, that clearly shows the amount of, I wouldn't say desperation, because they aren't desperate here, but the amount of hard work and the amount of, I'm not able to get the correct word in English here, the Rapid Magyar are showing to stay in Division 1. Because desperation at the end of the day would sound a bit negative. They aren't desperate, but they sure are hungry.
There's absolutely a lot to be said about the tenacity here of Magyar. They came out swinging, and they found themselves ahead on the scoreboard so far. It's just a matter of whether they can see this out. Plenty of time for Cairo still to make a comeback, but will they be able to do it, or can Rapid try and extend this deficit?
That could have been
That was almost an
4-1.
answer.
A beautiful tackle there from Yojian.
Well, Rapid certainly giving me my answer there. They're still pushing to try and widen this lead, as here's space in behind, and that one goes wide.
Crying, taking the goal kick. Finds the Cairo players here. Beautiful interception and tackle there by Milano. Abyanis now finds Stampa on the left. Stampa makes a diving run on the left. Tries finding Nguso, but Momo Adamu makes the vital interception there to ensure that the scoreline still stays 3-1.
And that is just down to veteran instinct there. A very timely challenge by Momo Adamu to keep that chance from becoming something far more dangerous. Just a really well-timed challenge.
Another clearance by Adamu here. Boya. Stampa now for Habjanic. Habjanic finds Nguso.
Rapid still not letting up. Space dispossessed again by Adamu. He's been all over the defense today. What probably will be his final match, really turning it on for Cairo. But Rapid continuing to pile the pressure on. They've got a corner here. Bamford to deliver. And that's headed clear.
By Bodhi Gris. Mandragoran finds Bamford thanks to that pinpoint pass. Looks like it's a Cairo counter attack here. Nefertari just couldn't take the shot off at the end. Space now. Finds Milano. Evil. Makes the run. Cuts inside. Tries finding Pjanic. It's Victor Pjanic's first goal season. That Magyar into the driving seat in this game, as it's Rapid Magyar SC4, Cairo City 1 after 73 minutes of play.
Well, speaking of veteran instinct, Habjanic's first goal of the season might be the last of his career, and it's the one that might have just confirmed Rapid staying in Division 1 next season. What a move that was for Rapid. Cairo had that run up the other end, but such a great sequence of passes by Rapid to get that ball back up the other end of the pitch. Habjanic, just a beautiful finish from close range.
I mean, that was pure clinical precision from Rapid Magyar. The entire sequence, to be honest, for them to score the goal. And then Nkuso tries finding space or even in the penalty area, but unfortunately the pass was too heavy. And it Nguso couldn't find anyone at the other side of the pass. Evil now. And it looks like Evil was in an offside position, which means a goal kick, Cairo City, or a free kick for Cairo City.
We've got about 6 minutes left, and at this point, I think it's fair to say Rapid Magyar doing exactly what they needed to do to remain in Division 1 here. They came out and showed no mercy. Credit to Cairo for showing fight, but from the opening bell, Rapid Magyar just absolutely stamping their dominance on this game. And there's another example. Speaking of stamping, Greg Evil putting the exclamation point on this match.
I mean, Stampede making the bombing run on the left. That certainly was an assist to behold in the dying moments of this game, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. That was just a phenomenal cross. Absolutely whipped in. That one hovered at about waist level, but had a lot of velocity on it, and those are so hard to stop, even at the near post. Just perfect positioning by Evil to make that goal, and Rapid Magyar now probably uncatchable, especially with so little time remaining.
With that being said, we have 2 more minutes of added time, and with the scoreline being what it is, we have nearly confirmed. We've got a 99.99% confirmation that it indeed will be Rapid Magyar who will be staying up in the Minors Division 1 next season on.
Holding on to it, waiting for the final whistle, and we get it now. And confirmation as Rapid Magyar remain in Division 1 by a score of 5-1.
And
What a
what a performance this was
was.
from Rapid Magyar. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, 100%. Arsene Nguso with that brace, just a phenomenal attacking effort. But Greg Evil with a goal and assist will be your player of the match. Again, Magyar knew what they needed to do, and they came out and did it. As for Cairo, I have to say, no shame in this defeat in the slightest. They were shellacked on the scoreboard, but this season has been phenomenal for them in a way that, frankly, I don't think anybody expected. And they've got such a young core. I would not be surprised to see them back in the top 2 next season. They're only going to get better.
They sure will be. And this entire campaign for Cairo City would have been a very steep learning curve, but a very good one nonetheless. So they'll just have to, take back whatever they've learned from this campaign and apply it meaningfully from next season on. And if they do so, sky is indeed the limit for this young core of Cairo City.
Without a doubt. And there's going to be some very interesting teams dropping down to Division 2 next season. Massacre, a very interesting team in Massacre dropping down next season, but certainly they seem up for the challenge based on this campaign. Meanwhile, of course, Rapid remaining in Division 1, they were so close to being safe. I believe lost out to Kapstad on goal difference, but nevertheless, they know they have what it takes to stay up. They'll be hoping next season is an improvement.
So we have final confirmation on season 26 minor leagues Division 1 teams. And they are AS Paris, North Shore United, Crumpton FC, FC Kapstad, Rapid Magyar SC, and current Division 2 champions Inter London. Which means in Division 2 next season we'll be having AF Massacres, Cairo City, CS Roma, Montreal United, Seoul MFC, and Athena FC. And
Well, I for
as you rightly pointed out, Meta, I mean, there are plenty of good storylines that could come about and plenty of great rivalries that are to be had in both Division 1 and Division 2 of minors that next season.
I for one am excited to see how Inter London fare in Division 1. Their title fight with Cairo was pretty much the story of the SSL this season. I think they have a lot of talent and a lot of promise, and I think they're going to do well in Division 1. I won't go so far as saying they'll contend for the title, but I think they should. And feel free to clip this and blast me with it forever if I'm wrong, but I think they should have a very good chance at staying up next season and ultimately building toward a title campaign in the coming seasons.
I mean, it's all close margins. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. That's just the nature of soccer, especially here in the minor league. Fortunes can shift from one season to the next so drastically, and there's really no way to reliably predict, as evidenced by the fact that Cairo City find themselves challenging for the Division 2 title, but that's part of why we love it so much.
Indeed. So, yes, folks, there ends our coverage of the minor leagues Division 1 promotion relegation playoffs. I am Summerstood, and joining me is Metafiction.
And thank you so much for joining us this season for the SSL. Coming up is the SSL prospect draft, I believe, next week. And then after that, we'll get into season 26. And I am so excited for that. We hope you'll join us for that. But until then, thank you for being here. Take care.
Take care, folks. Thank you, and have a great day.